YouTube? It's your boy Good Feats, and we're back with Good Feats Vlog, episode number 10, the highly awaited episode. So this episode, we're finally gonna have the G80 showing up. We're starting to get some activity on the actual app. So everything has been fire. How you guys been though, man? So I know we've been rolling these out weekly. I'm pretty sure, I'm assuming that I've been doing it weekly. If not, then I've been rolling these videos out bi-weekly. I haven't started rolling them out yet. I haven't recorded in a really long time. There's been a lot of things that's been going on behind scenes, just to make all of this stuff happen as far as work, family. We have a kid on the way, so that's been consuming a lot of my time. I'm just trying to prep and make sure that everything is good to go with my family and whatnot. But now it is time to get back to playing. Before we do anything with this episode, we got to do you guys' favorite segment of the show. What are the good feats of the day? I got some fire. It went crazy last year in 2025. I actually managed to get those pair. I'm looking at the front. A lot of my sneakerheads probably already know what these are. We're going to open these up because I've already worn these, and these are still on ice. So the good feats of the day is a shoe that has not released in over 10 years. So last time the shoe came out was in 2013. I was overseas at the time. No, actually, I just came back home. I just got out the military. At that point in time, I was out the military for about like a couple months or so. I was not able to get a pair of these. I definitely regretted it and dreaded it. Getting shoes back then was so hard because not too many things was on the internet yet. You had to kind of wait in line and win raffles and stuff like that. So it definitely was really hard back then. But without further ado, we have the 2025 edition of the Gamma 11s. This is, look at me, I literally wore these yesterday, so me and wifey went on a date yesterday. But these are too hard. That's the bottom, it's the back, a little bit of yellow on the tongue. Yeah, this is a fire shoe. This is a shoe that I've been waiting for to come out again for so long. So I was definitely glad that I was able to snag two pair. But you know the vibes. We're gonna run out to the hallway. We're gonna throw these on the feet real quick. That way I can see what they look like, and then we'll get right back to the video. And there y'all have it, the Gamma 11s. Definite fire shoe, definitely some heat. I'm glad I was able to cop and get an extra pair. Should the resale value go crazy, or should I end up cooking these? Alright, so let's get right into it. We finally got some activity on the BMW app. So I've been tracking the BMW app, waiting for today. Waiting for a day like today, for the last couple of weeks or so. Every couple, probably like once a week or so, I go on to the BMW app and see if there's just any kind of news, or if there's any kind of updates. I was told that the car wasn't going to start getting produced until the third week of January, and now we are in the first week of January, so 2026 is here. And then I got some movement, so definitely a good sign. And I'll talk a little bit more about like the kind of the process and what to expect next, and then I will do a B-roll of what I'm actually seeing on my end. That way, all you guys that have never allocated G80 before, you get to kind of experience it with me. Like I told you guys, this is my second time allocating a G80. So I do know what to expect. I do know what the time frame and everything is looking like. It's funny, my sales agent was, every time he started to give me updates, I'm like, hey, I already know. And he's like, yeah, I don't even know why I'm trying to give you updates. Like, you probably know this process or this procedure more than me at this point in time. Forgot to put the crease stay in this one. I put it in that one. Did I forget to do this one? Yeah, I did. All right. So, it's been a couple weeks. There hasn't been really too much activity on my side. I'm still waiting for one part. This was a part that was supposed to show up a long time ago. So I was told there was like a 2 to 3 month lead time. The car's not here, so I'm not necessarily sweating it or upset about it, but we're currently still waiting on the roll cage. I will do an insert right now so you guys can see what my storage unit looks like with all the parts minus the roll cage. So you guys can see I could barely walk into that unit. I literally have gotten everything. Just waiting for Studio RSR to send me the last part. Hopefully I do get that within this month. If not, we still have about 2 or 3 months. Not 2 or 3 months. We still have about like 2 months till the car comes here. Probably like a little bit more than 2 months, maybe a little less, give or take in that window, like a week or so in any direction. So we still have about 60 days before I'm gonna really start pressing them. Like, hey, where's my roll cage? Because the car's here, and I need to, get going with stuff. But yeah, it's kind of, time has moved by quick. Transfer between jobs. I know the last time that you guys were tuned in, I was at Subaru. Some things just didn't go well there. Me and the GM just didn't see eye to eye. So I'm no longer there. Lo and behold, your boy is now at BMW. So this is another reason why I'm on top of my stuff, because the BMW dealership that I'm actually getting my vehicle from, that I got my first one from, I actually am part of their family now. So that is super dope. I've always kind of wanted to be with BMW. I told you guys before, I got an offer, the same offer at the same place. I ended up choosing Subaru. In hindsight, is always 2020. I wish I would have went back and just did BMW from then. I thought Subaru was going to be a better fit, but it just turned out to not be. All right, so I go and I get on the BMW app today. For those guys that's done allocation before, first you get your production number, right? So you get a production number, and that basically is your serial number, or your tag or ticket for when your car is supposed to be slated, right? I got my production number. There's 2 different apps. So the BMW, you have the app that's on your phone, the mobile app, and then you have the online app, right? Where you can actually add your car into your garage, and you can watch the process of the car being built. When you have a production number, you can only look online, like on a computer or a desktop. You cannot put a production number into the mobile app for whatever reason. I've tried it so many times. I tried it with the first G80 a bunch of times. It just doesn't work. But you can put it into the computer. So I've been going into the computer doing that. When I went into the computer today to just see if there was any kind of traction or any kind of updates, anything moving, I almost missed it. But when it popped up, I saw my VIN. I said, oh my God, I got a VIN. I'm so excited, because for those that know, once you get your VIN, that's when things are getting rolling. Within the next 7 to 14 days, my car is going to start getting built. At least that's what the lead time that they tell you, and that was the case when I got my first G80. When I got my VIN, the car started being built within 7 days after I got my VIN. So I'm extremely excited that I have my VIN, and then now the production says being produced this month. So now I'm like extremely excited. The wait is gone. For those that were curious to how long this process is or was, I'll give you guys a little backtrack. On April 1st, I had walked into Passport BMW and started my allocation. At first, I went to Passport BMW. At first, I was at Dark Cars at the time, so I tried to get allocation through Dark Cars in New York. That way I can keep within my company. That didn't work out. And I'm going to Passport BMW, which is right across the street from the dealership that I was running at the time. Ended up being on a waiting list from April to August 1st. So that's April, May, all of April, May, June, July, August. So I waited 4 months, right? 4 months it took for me to get my allocation to go through. On August 1st, when I went to put in for an individual color, they ended up denying my allocation. So I had to restart all over at that point in time. That's when I went back to Alexandria, who was the company or who the dealership that I went and got my first allocation through. So then I restarted the whole process. So basically April 1st, the reason why this is taking so long is because April 1st to August 1st was null and void. Like I went through that whole waiting period for no reason. And I did tell them previously that I wanted an individual color. For whatever reason, they still took my allocation and they put me on the list just to tell me like, hey, you can only go with a basic color. I didn't want to do a basic color. I did one of those for my first G80, and I wanted to change something up and, you know, get better or kind of grow from the first experience that I had. All right, so then during August 1st is when I went into BMW of Alexandria, and then at that point in time I put in my allocation. All right, so then you have August, September, October, November. November 1st is when my car got picked up and received. So if I would have had a normal BMW color, November 1st, my car would have started getting built, and I probably would have my car now, or my car would be coming soon in the next like week or two. Because I asked for an individual color, then I got put on a second waiting list, or another waiting list. That waiting list was a lot shorter than the other one. As far as how many cars are ahead of me, but the time frame was still similar, still a similar wait. Because you figure November, December, January, so it was about 3 months that I had to wait for the individual car to start getting built. That was based upon all the individual colors at BMW. They all get built in one specific area in the factory, and they're all hand painted. So every other BMW goes to an actual paint machine or a paint booth, and it like a conveyor belt, and they just paint all the panels. When you ask for individual color, they actually have somebody old school paint it by hand, which is super dope to me. So it definitely was worthwhile the wait. I feel like the paint quality is going to be a lot better than a machine doing it, compared to somebody that's been doing it for so long and somebody that is in love with the kind of work that they do. With that being said, I was number 87 on the list. So then 86 individual cars had to M cars had to get built before mine, and then mine was number 87. All right, so I'm super excited that I do have a VIN. I'm super excited that the process is now going to start actually building the car. So now the wait is over. Now we're going to be able to watch the car get built in real time, and then be able to, the only thing that I won't see in real time, just like my last one, is when the car reaches the port and the car is on the actual boat. You don't get any information when the car is on the boat. You'll see that it leaves. It takes about 10 to 14 days to come over from Germany to here. So it'll kind of be a ghost town for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then you'll see it says that it shows up at the port here stateside, and then you'll be able to track everything daily and live again. All right, so I know I've given you guys a ton of information. You guys are probably going to be able to absorb everything that I said as you're visually seeing everything as well. So without further ado, let's get into the journey and the process, and I'll show you guys what I'm going to be seeing over the next course of a month and a half as the car is getting built. we're back, and there you guys have it. We're gonna end up cutting it here. Just to give you guys a quick brief update, the vehicle is in transit, so it did make it to the port. I did not get to capture that last part when it was at the port, but it is now currently on the boat and headed over here to the States. So we're gonna end up ending this video here. And then during the next video is when we'll actually go to the dealership. We'll pick up the car. We'll do a reveal of the actual full spec and everything. So until then, I will check you guys next episode. Y'all know the vibes. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said before, I hope all you guys are enjoying all of this information. And I hope that it's helping, everybody out. All right, check you guys next episode.